Basics III practice. There will be so many of these things. Their goal is to get you good at the fundamentals, the problem solving, the easy stuff. So we have up first, we have number one up first. It's actually a pretty simple problem. It's got two ways of doing it. 90% of all people would do the distributive property, and they would get 8x minus 16 equals 12. Not hard. Then I guess you would add 16. 12 and 16 makes 28. And then I suppose you would divide by 8. And you know you should simplify. They're both even. You can do it two parts if you want. Both even, divisible by 2. 14 over 4, still even. 7 over 2. Now, what a person who's paying attention and actually looks at the problem first would do, and I'll recopy it, is they would not do the distributive property, they would divide. You can do this because that number's even and that number's even. I wouldn't do anything that would introduce fractions. And if you do it that way, you get 4x minus 8 is what? 6. Then you just add your 8. And you're a step closer, because right now you're at 14 over 4, which is still 7/2, so everything 7 down. It doesn't matter how you do it. There's lots of ways of doing algebra. I've noticed that this particular one has been bothering kids when there's x's on both sides. You pick a direction and you shift. That's straight up algebra 1. We're going to add 9x to the right. That'll make it positive. We're going to add 17 to the left. That'll also make it positive. 9 plus 17 is 26. And then we're going to divide by 18. We're not supposed to miss these. 26 and 18 are both even. That would reduce to 13 over what? 9? Seems legit. There you go. And you got this bad boy. A little bit harder than the last one. We do the easy stuff first. I'm going to take that 2 and shift it over. So my first line is actually 2/3 of x plus 5 is now 6. Then I'm going to 3 both sides. 3's cancel on the left. And my second line, if I'm showing all my work, looks like that. 6 times 3 is 18. And like I said, 90% of the population is going to distribute from here. 2x plus 10 is 18. Subtract 10, 2x is 8, and my x value is 4. Then there's this one. And I'm going to spend a little extra time talking about this. I'm going to do something similar so you can see two examples here, and I'll go back to it. I don't know, absolute value of 2x minus 7 is 9. Absolute value is the distance from 0. I'm not sure how Ms. Garner taught this to you. I've taught this 2 different ways in the past. But whatever is in here, this is 9 units from 0, which means it's either a positive 9 or it's a negative 9. Usually the way we do is we switch the sign on this guy. But ACT is showing that we need to be switching the sign on the stuff inside. But whatever's in here is either going to be positive or negative. So I'm going to say 2x minus 7 is 9, or negative 2x plus 7 is 9. There's 2 equations, and I'll show you on a graph. It makes sense. I swear it does. It's all good. We're going to add 7 to both sides. 2x is 16, which means that x is 8. Or I'm going to subtract 7 in this case. Negative 2x is 2. And I'm going to divide by the negative 2, and I get negative 1. Now, this is absolute value. Remember, it's a V. Okay? I'm going to switch over to Desmos so you can visually see that it has 2 answers, and you can visually see that the algebra is correct. So let me fire up Desmos. Hopefully it doesn't take eternity. My equation here that I just had was the absolute value of 2x minus 7 equal to 9. Oh, I guess I have to put that somewhere else. 9. And apparently on Desmos, I need to say y equals 9. There we go. There and there. Same answers, aren't they? X was -1, X was 8. You're talking about the intersection of that line where y is 9 and the v in absolute value. There you go, kids. 2 answers, because it's a v. It's going to intersect up to 2 times, or none at all. So anyways, back to this one. You have to write 2 equations. 3x minus 5 is 12, or negative 3x plus 5 is 12. So we negate the sign on everything, because we can either be something on the left or we can be something on the right. I'll actually talk a little bit about that in the notes that I'm going to pass out today. It's Thursday, I'm recording this. This one has fractions, I think. We add 5, we get 17, and x is 17 thirds. We subtract 5, so negative 3x is going to be 7. And we divide by our negative 3, so negative 7 thirds. So one or the other. This one didn't go so hot on the last quiz. And probably still won't, because it's a little bit rougher. And Miss Garner is giving this to her freshmen, this kind of stuff. You're 2 years older than freshmen. You should be able to do this. But anyways, I want to solve for y, so I put all y's on one side. All right, so 6x doesn't have a y. I'm going to leave it where it's at. This little dude's going to go to the right, because there's already some y over there. And since its y is on one side, this little 4 is going to go left. And I wish I would have left some room there. 6x minus 4 is 4y plus 4xy. And now I'm going to do this little thing that we like to call factoring. I am trying to solve for y, so I need to get in a position where there's a singular y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a y from both pieces on the right-hand side. If I pull a y from a 4y, there's a 4. If I pull a y from 4xy, there's a 4x left over. And see, I've gotten it down to a singular y now, and this is y times some stuff. So I'm going to divide both pieces by 4 plus 4x. And here's an answer. This one is kind of special. It actually gets reduced. This fraction that you wrote has 1, 2, 3, 4 distinct pieces, and all 4 of these pieces are even, which means it's all divisible by 2. That's going to be 3x minus 2 over 2 plus 2x. And these might be swapped around. Probably would be. Anyways, there's 5. We got the 5, 6, 7. There's probably 1 in 7 of you that still can't do this. You are in so much trouble. You have no idea, and you're probably not even watching the video. But anyways, distribute your 5x. 5 times 4 is 20. X times x is x squared. 2 times 5x plus 10x. 6 and 7 are that double distributive property. X times x is x squared. X times a negative 6 minus 6x. Done with that, dude. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 6 minus 18. I've showed some of you guys the little box method. I don't know if I've showed every class little box method, but it works too. What do we have? We had x plus a 3, and we had x minus a 6. X times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. X times a negative 6 minus 6x. Negative 6 times 3 minus 18. Looky there, it matches up. X squared minus 3x minus 18. Another thing you could also do, you don't have to multiply horizontally. You don't. It's been a long time since I've done it, but you can also go old school and do vertical multiplication. So negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. X times 3 is plus 3x. x times x is x squared. It's the same thing, isn't it? Anyways, most people, 99% of the population, does horizontal multiplication. 4x times 6x is 24x to the second. 4x times 8 is plus 32x. Negative 3 times 6x minus 18x. Negative 3 times 8 minus 24. And if you put 32 and 18 together, I'm pretty sure you get 14. So 24x to the second plus 14x minus 24. And I'm going to pause this video and take myself a small break. And then I'll be right back with more.